What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another Vito variants. Now, last week we did, or the last time, not last week. Sorry for last week. Again, I forgot. I was doing something I normally don't do. But anyway, the last time we did one of these, man, we did the scary videos. So this time around, I think I also last time I mentioned we were going to do conspiracy theories. So I put together a couple of shorts. So let's take a look at that today, man, and y'all give me y'all thoughts down in the comments section. What's your favorite theory, and if you have a theory, please write it down in the comment section. Give us a suggestion on our next theories. But anyway, let's get it.
Trippy conspiracy theories. What if stars are cameras from aliens and we are a zoo or an experiment? What if oxygen is actually poisonous and takes us 70 to 100 years to affect us? If every time you hear that voice in your head telling you not to do something, it's your future self warning you because they already know the outcome? What if you're the only person on Earth and the rest of the population you see is just your imagination playing tricks on you? What if our life is a video game and every time you start a new year, you start a new level? As the game progresses, the level gets harder and harder to manage. Those who die have completed their game. Wow. First 5 non-face emojis are your new aesthetic. Comment what they are.
Alright, you ever seen the pictures? Probably type in the ice wall. That is Antarctica, right? So you can see our world in the middle.
Yo, flat earthers, please. Let me know down in the comment section, why are you a flat earther? Where does this map come from? I've seen this map before, but it's I'm baffled. Where did this map come from? And then where did the thought process of, flat earth actually, come from for you? You know what I mean?
Flat earthers, or some of them, believe that beyond the ice wall is this other world with its own continent. Saw this on Twitter the other day and I was scrolling through it, but the replies to it are insane. Like, they genuinely are so sold on this talking about how there was this one man that went to Antarctica on his expedition back in the day, and I can't remember his name, and he's got proof and it's all up on YouTube apparently. Imagine if that was true, man.
You know how in every single radio song, they always use like la 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 la.
Oh, not another word, just la 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 la.
Or rah rah
Rah, rah,
What does that mean?
They're all names of Egyptian gods.
No way.
The most famous one is the deity Nana, the moon god, a Mesopotamian moon god. Wow. So singing these songs is what? It's preaching, praying to that thing. So you hear Rihanna say it all the time.
la, la, la.
In bare songs, they do it though. Wow. Another one in Egyptian culture, Ra is the sun god, the creator of all other gods and humans. And you can hear Lady Gaga singing.
What other ones
That's
are there?
a creepy song regardless.
Tyler, the creator. So La is the deity, is a minor ancient Egyptian moon god who eventually becomes Khonshu. This god is supposed to be the one that helps Moon Knight. I don't know if you know Marvel like that.
No.
But that's the moon god. You ever hear about the Blair Witch theory?
No.
The Blair Witch, it's a movie.
Yeah.
And it's about these people that go to look for this witch and they record their findings, right? Kind of what we do with the haunted exploration.
Yeah.
In the film, all we see is them being pretty much murdered by this quote-unquote witch. What actually happens, the girl and the guy gets murdered by their friend that they brought with them. What? The one character named Josh.
So it wasn't the witch.
The witch was just something to cover up the whole murder.
What?
So it was actually just a straight up murder.
Yeah.
And then they blamed it on, oh, it's supernatural.
Whoa.
I think the main character is named Heather.
Yeah.
Heather decides to go with her ex-boyfriend, but her ex-boyfriend brings a guy named Josh. She never really met him. That was literally the first time meeting, is when they're out in the forest filming this like short film. Josh's work, he's actually a sound engineer.
Yeah.
Now,
you know the man claiming to be living in 2027 all alone? Well, somebody thinks they found him in public, surrounded by people.
This is for everyone wondering about the guy that woke up in the year 2027. It's definitely fake. Here's the proof.
But before you believe that, you have to see what he commented on that video. He's claiming that it's not him, and the one that was caught is recording in Italy. Javier's from Spain.
You know that lo-fi girl on YouTube?
All right, before we get into this one, so if you don't know about that theory, that's basically there's this guy, like, look it up. It's this guy that woke up in 2027 and no one's there. He's by himself, but somehow social media is working, where he's able to communicate with us, and he communicates with us on a regular, right? But he's by himself in the year 2027. Like, I don't know how long this guy has been doing this, and if he's still doing it, but he takes video of, you know, like wherever he's at. He said Spain, and there's no one there. Like, the streets are empty, and some people like had this theory like, oh man, you doing it during COVID when everybody was locked up. And he was like, no. He started giving like exact like times, dates, and it was like now, like right now type stuff. And so people are like, how are you doing it? There must be like some type of like software that's like editing people out somehow, and you're able to capture all that. Like, that's crazy. So now the dude that they caught in Italy, I don't know. And you know what's crazy? That could have been him, and he was just trying to throw him off and be like, no, I wasn't in Italy, I'm in Spain. Man, you could travel anywhere and do that. So if that's that little, you know what I'm saying, like book bag, that's, you know what I'm saying, that'll be interesting, man. But yeah, so that's that theory, if y'all didn't know.
You know that lo-fi girl on YouTube? It's the one where you want to lock in and study, so you search up lo-fi, and there's a girl in like a green pullover, and she's writing tests, and there's a cat behind her, right? There's whole lore about this now. There's a theory going on how she went missing recently. Nobody in the community knows what happens to her or like where she went, right? But in the back of her window, there's like a building. There's like a blue light that flickers.
Yeah.
And supposedly that's Morse code for something. A lot of people in the community were putting random numbers in the chat and then deleting it, so nobody knows what it was. But recently the scene on that YouTube video changed. So it wasn't her writing with a cat behind her no more. It was the blue room. It was the blue room with only a door, and that was it. So the community's like, what does it symbolize? And no one knows where she went or what she's doing right now. But the whole theory is like, is this the end because she got kidnapped? Is this the end of the sleeping stream?
I heard the continuation.
Oh, what was the
I actually know what happened.
Wait, what?
So what happened, there's a
See?
Like, even when people say the earth is flat, everybody thinks I'm joking. And I don't know why people think I'm joking, but, well, it's me, so I guess that's what I am.
That's why they think you.
But when I say, like, I kind of believe this, I just want to know what's on the bottom. What's under it? Like, if this is the flat earth,
What's on the bottom?
what's here? And what are they trying to hide? Why are they trying to keep us from this? Why can't we go over Antarctica if Antarctica is the shit? And everybody keeps saying God. And I'm like, that's where God is? Not the other
I haven't had this
universes?
conversation with anybody.
Yeah, I've talked to BLB about this. He's not super informative.
You ever watch I'm Legend?
No.
He's pretty much the last person left in New York City. There was an apocalypse that happened where people started turning into these monsters, kind of like zombies.
Yeah.
It was because of like a cancer cure. All of these people that took the cancer cure, little did they know it would turn them into like these rabid monsters. And he was surviving there by himself, and he's a scientist trying to like find out the cure. So he's like testing the zombies he finds and shit.
Yeah.
Because he's alone for so long, he ends up making his own civilization.
That's tough.
Since there's no people, he puts mannequins.
Oh, that's weird.
He goes to the DVD store and he has to talk to a mannequin like, yo, Sammy, what are you saying, bro? Blah, blah, blah.
He's lost his mind.
One day, he saw the mannequin like in the middle of the street, moved from the DVD store.
That's fun.
And then he pulls out his gun and is like, Bob, tell me you're real. I'm gonna shoot you. Tell me if you're real right now, tell me. He shoots the mannequin, pow, 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 pow. Right? And he goes toward it and he's like inspecting, like, yo, what the f? How did it move, right? As he's walking toward it, he steps in a puddle and his leg.
This video that was filmed at Disneyland has been going viral because there appears to be a glitch in the Matrix. Did you see that? The guy in the red shirt appeared out of nowhere. There was another viral video that was filmed in Avengers Campus using CGI. Now, people believe the video was edited, but this one I feel like could just be the camera angle. Let me know in the comments what you think happened.
The world's scariest conspiracy theories. Here we have conspiracy theories from the most well-known to the darkest, and today we're going to be starting off with tier 1. And the first conspiracy theory is Michael Jackson may not be dead after all. And this theory starts out with Michael being at his own funeral in disguise, wearing prosthetics and makeup to cover up. Believe it or not, but Michael has done this before to disguise himself from the paparazzi. There was also no open casket at his funeral, which means nobody ever saw his corpse. Now in this video, you can see the ambulance that took Michael to the hospital, but when they got there, a figure that looked almost identical to him hopped out looking perfectly fine. Also, his daughter uploaded this photo in 2016, and in the back seat, you can see a figure that looks like Michael sitting there. Finally, Michael's middle name is spelled differently on his death certificate than it is on his ID and even passport.
Joseph,
You know the Mars theory?
Bro,
That there's aliens on Mars?
Nah, there's a theory that Mars was the original planet that humans were from.
Okay.
Then something happened that we all had to fly to another planet and live on. There used to be like civilization that lived on Mars. Now bag this. On Mars, there's an element on the periodic table called xenon. Xenon on Earth is only found, this is crazy, is only found after a nuclear explosion.
No.
Oh shit, that's not even the super mode button.
I said no. What the hell?
And it goes hand in hand now. What if on Mars there was a nuclear warfare, destroyed the whole planet, but people were able to escape just in time, landed on Earth, and they had to restart from nothing.
So we are the aliens.
We're the aliens.
What the hell?
It's real shit. Like this element's called xenon. It's prominent after nuclear explosion.
Here's the truth behind Dora the Explorer. You may think it's just some ordinary cartoon, but there's actually a big secret behind it. Dora the Explorer is actually blind, and here's proof. If you watch the show, you'll notice Dora never actually looks at what she's talking about. She always looks in another direction and doesn't even blink. This also explains why her parents make her take Boots everywhere, because Boots is actually a Secret Service animal. Even in this scene right here, Boots is counting the coins and she's not looking anywhere near that. And this explains why she always asks obvious questions to the audience.
Have you ever heard the dark theory about Teletubbies? According to Quotev, Teletubbies is actually based on the Asylum story, which took place in 1955. It is said to be the story of the kids in the Institute for the Mentally Disabled in Bulgaria, and the kids in the Institute were locked in dark and cold rooms. The kids were not looked after properly, and the caretakers used to forget to feed them. The 4 children were met with a horrific demise on the same day, and it is said that they are the 4 characters in the show. Now what do you think? Subscribe and follow for more.
No,
The backyardigans are all schizophrenic.
Oh fuck.
And the people watching in the window are the nurses watching them.
That's crazy.
So if you really bag it, like you have recess at school.
Yeah.
At mental hospitals, you have leisure time to go out in the yard.
That's crazy.
Every show that like the Backyardigans has aired, in the back, in the houses, there's always a strange human-like figure watching the kids play in the window, right? And the kids, what do they do every episode? They go on different adventures, they go on places. These are kids, they don't have the freedom of adults to go anywhere they want. And in the intro, we already know this is imagination because they say, we have the whole wild world in our yard to explore. So they're not going anywhere, strictly imagination. And this confirms it. They're not even animals. They're not supposed to be animals. They're humans. That's why they think they're animals though. That's why it confirms they're schizophrenic. Uniqlo is the only like almost out like
Suppose the difference between humans and chimps is as small as a 0.5% DNA in the intelligence vector, whatever that vector is. Suppose it is that small. What do you say? Well, what do you mean? We have the Hubble telescope in poetry and philosophy, and they stick a twig in a hole to get termites out. Maybe the difference between those is small. You don't want to think that way, but imagine it. So now let's imagine an alien who is 5% along that same vector beyond us that we are beyond the chimp. What would we look like to them? No reason for me to think that we wouldn't look any different to them that chimps look to us. And that's a 0.5%. So now imagine 5%, 10%. Their simplest expression of an idea would transcend our smartest capacity to comprehend.
Peter Pan killed Wendy. Here are some dark Disney theories that will change your opinion on the films forever. Number 1. The death of Anna and Elsa's parents. After being lost at sea, the King and Queen of Arendelle were washed up on an uninhabited island where they had a baby named Tarzan. But met a grim demise of being devoured by a leopard. Number 2. Carl was dead the entire time. When Carl went on his trip to Paradise Falls, that was actually his move into the afterlife, and Russell is an angel trying to earn his wings, his Wilderness Explorer badge. Number 3. Peter Pan is an angel of death. If you've ever wondered why the Lost Boys don't grow up, it's because they're already dead and Neverland is the afterlife. Author J.M. Barrie's brother died at the age of 13, leading some people to believe that that's where the idea of never growing up comes from. So what do you think? And what are some other Disney theories that you think could be true? Let me know in the comments below.
The story in this book was deliberately intended to give children nightmares. Nothing scary actually happens in it, but right away, you notice that something about it seems off. It's about an old steam train named Charlie and his friend Engineer Bob, who has a special secret. Charlie the Choo-Choo was really alive. Its author, Beryl Evans, doesn't really exist. She's a pseudonym for the book's true author, Stephen King. The story first appeared as a book within a book, as a creepy story found by a character in the Dark Tower series. Years later, as part of a fan promotion, it was turned into a real book at San Diego Comic-Con 2016. In the story, Charlie is replaced by a newfangled diesel locomotive. But everything turns out all right in the end. Or does it? The illustrations leave a lot of questions. Are these children really laughing, or are they screaming?
These are 8 horrifying facts that will probably keep you up at night. There are thousands of old diseases frozen in the glaciers of the world, and global warming will eventually release them all. If a person dies in their costume at Disney, like Mickey Mouse, they have to be sat down on a bench so it looks like they're resting. Climate change is making spiders bigger. Some female spiders allow their young to eat them alive. Tooth in the eye surgery is when surgeons put a tooth in a blind person's eye to restore their sight. It was pioneered in the 1960s, and it actually works, and it's still being done today. The chances of a successful CPR outside of a hospital is only 7%. Cell phones are 10 times dirtier than a toilet seat. When you suddenly wake up during the night without any reason, there was someone or something staring at you. Yeah, there's a lot more, like for part 12.
Dark Monster Inc. theories that will ruin your childhood. Monstropolis is the afterlife. So the film takes place in Monstropolis, and some people believe that it is the afterlife for the forgotten imaginary friends mentioned in the film Inside Out. In Inside Out, we learn that everything forgotten gets dropped into the memory dump, then disappears forever. Bing Bong, Riley's imaginary friend, has his wagon thrown into the memory dump, but where does it end up? A Redditor theorized that the monsters in Monsters Inc. are the imaginary friends that humans forget as they grow up. The creatures had to learn to live together and form a functioning society. But then they would have had to scare them, which I feel like is the opposite of what an imaginary friend does, so I'm not too sure how well this would hold up, but it's interesting to say the least.
Darkest Conspiracy Theories, Part 2. Earth Virus Theory. This theory thinks of Earth as if it's a big, living thing, and people are like germs making it sick. Just like our bodies make things called antibodies to fight off germs when we're ill, Earth also has its way of fighting off its own germs, which are us in this case. The Earth does this through things like natural disasters, droughts, and wildfires. All of these events are Earth's way of trying to clean off itself from the germs that are making it unwell. And those germs are people in this theory. If you have the guts, follow for the next theory. Taylor Swift.
Alright, so we'll save that for next time. Let's start off with this Taylor Swift, whatever they're about to say. Anyway, tell me what you think down in the comment section of these theories. Have you heard of some of these? Have you seen some of these videos before? Have you seen some of these like theories put together in a different way or told in a different way? Like it's the same exact thing, but it just kind of gets told a little different. Tell me what you've heard down in the comment section. But I definitely have to go, guys. So click on any one of these videos right here for other stuff on the Vitoverse here. But we'll see you tomorrow on Vitoverse Live. All my co-hosts should be there.